Welcome to Stock Abilities. Today I'm going to be doing a kind of an inside look into the ThinkorSwim platform. This is going to be a full review of TD Ameritrade's ThinkorSwim. Now, ThinkorSwim, if you're not familiar, a pretty straightforward platform here. It's for charting and for news and watch lists and scanners and all this kind of stuff. I'm going to be covering all the little basics for it. I do tutorial videos of individual features, so make sure to check out the channel if you want some more in-depth look on those features. But this is more of just a broad review on my personal experience with utilizing the ThinkorSwim platform. Now, there's a lot of different things that you can utilize with this platform, whether it's checking a chart here, whether it's checking news, as I already mentioned. It comes with a lot of different gadgets as well. From an account info, Minesweeper pretty pointless, quick charts, quick quotes, times and sales, lines, live audio, live news, all this fun stuff. Yes, it does have a level 2 if you're familiar with level 2, what that is. And of course, calculator to do some quick math, kind of a pointless feature on that one. Trader TV and Trade Flash, so you can kind of watch sort of live news as it's coming in. Of course, the most important features on this is the charting aspect. You can set up a lot of different indicators here, and I'll show you guys here in just a second here. Let me get that out of the way here. But as you can see here, you can set up multiple charts on different time frames. I have a 1 day, 5 minute. I have a 1 year, 1 day. I have a 1 year, 1 hour, or rather 1 day, 1 hour. And of course, you could set up different indicators as well, simply by right clicking, and then you just go to studies and you set up the study that you want. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy to use. You can even set up and draw your own lines here as well. A lot of different ways you can do that, different tools. You can set up trend lines and price level and Fibonacci and a whole bunch of other fun stuff here to make your own little supports and resistance points. I use a lot of pre-drawn ones. Very, very accurate here. I use EMA and VWAP, and usually it follows pretty straightforward with that, no matter what the particular ticker that I'm utilizing at the given point here. You can do flexible grids. You can do like a little bit of a block grids here. I'll show you guys in just a second here. Up a lot of different charts here, and you can make like just a quick view. I use a color scheme that'll be loading here. Yeah, but it's whatever you want to use and however you want to utilize it. There's a lot of different ways you can customize the ThinkorSwim platform. You can set it up however you want. You can adjust the charts however you want. So if you wanted a smaller chart, you can do that. If you want a larger chart, you can do that. Pretty straightforward. This is not really complicated stuff that you need to do. A lot of easy ways to update and change it around and things like that. I'd say the most important thing you need to know when using the ThinkorSwim platform is to understand what the indicators use and what they do and all that kind of fun stuff. You can check that out on Investopedia, but there is a lot of indicators to choose from. You know, if you are from the United States, you get a ton of indicators here. I personally stick with 2 to 3 different ones at any given point. I like the itchy cloud as well here in the middle for the yearly. It's kind of a good support resistance kind of thing, and fill zones, things like that. A lot of fun stuff with that. Let me scroll up here. And basically you can do, as I mentioned, with live news as well. Obviously, it doesn't even have to be SPY. It could be anything. And you can just scroll down here and figure it out. You could set alerts as well if you want alerts on the latest news. A lot of different fun stuff here. And of course, you can sort it by maybe, you know, something that was on your scanner or what have you for news as well. Pretty easy to use, pretty straightforward. You can set alerts as well if you want. So if you want to set an alert for a particular time frame, you just click create alerts, and you get a lot of different varieties here of choice to utilize for setting alerts for the ThinkorSwim platform. If you have any active positions when utilizing the TD Ameritrade platform, sorry about that, the TD Ameritrade platform with the ThinkorSwim platform, essentially pretty simple here, because it will show the positions that you have right here. in the active trading area here. So, and you can set an alert to buy or sell really quickly. There is hotkeys that you can set as well. If you go to the tools, sorry about that. If you go to the setup area here, there's a lot of easy ways to set that up for you. But once again, this is more just about my experience. You can set up scanners as well. I like the scanners, pretty effective here. Sometimes they overfilter and sometimes they underfilter where there's tickers that should be being picked up. But since they're not a part of a certain index, they're not going to show up on the ThinkorSwim platform. You have basically, a lot of different fun features here. Account information, you can analyze things here from economic data to, probability analysis. A lot of fun stuff here. One of the other features that isn't often mentioned is an on-demand feature. I cover that in another video with a lot more depth. So if you want to check out the stock channel here. But basically, it's kind of like a Wayback Machine, if you're familiar with that, with like websites and things like that. You can kind of trade with the trading day. It's good for paper trading and it's good for research purposes as well. Also to, just kind of test to see if you were accurate with a certain support or resistance, or what the active volume was at the time, what the current momentum was at the time, what your indicators look like at the time, and kind of pinpoint little bottoms here and tops here on the stock market. A lot of fun features, a lot of fun things you can utilize with this. Already mentioned the alerts, and you can check quotes out. You can do educational things here through the TD Ameritrade platform, help area here as well, and lots of other things that you can click into and find out about. You could set up, like a product depth here, kind of implied volatility and put implied volatility and different little fun features that you can be utilizing. I don't really use them for the platform myself, but it's something that you can consider for yourself. Utilizing the scanners for a different watch list can be helpful too. You can update your own little list. So if you have filters that you want to watch out for, I watch out for short sale restriction, unusual gap ups, and unusual gap downs. Usually shows us a kind of a play that can be made. So with so all this platform and all this that's going on, the most important thing is that the TD Ameritrade platform, TD Ameritrade, and ThinkorSwim are absolutely free. As long as you join with the TD Ameritrade broker, you can utilize this at any point. Is it worth it? I think personally, yes. There's a lot that can be had out of this platform, and how effective it is to you kind of depends more on your level of skill on understanding what the indicators do and best utilizing them for that purpose. If you set up a nice little time frame here, no matter what the indicators, as long as you're using the indicators properly and what they're meant for, keep in mind that when utilizing the ThinkorSwim platform or any other platform, there's always going to be maybe a slight bit of a delay, even in real time. So just keep that in mind. That's why it's best to avoid 1 minute time frames, or 5 minute can even be risky as well, because it can give misleading indications of where a bottom or a top might be on that. But outside of that, this is a completely free platform. It costs absolutely nothing. There's no limitation on how many filters you can, indicators, or anything that you want to set up. You can customize it however you want. As I showed here, you just can add those gadgets whenever you want. You can add charts whenever you want. Pretty straightforward here. You can set, different styles if you wanted, candlesticks, or like monkey bars, or, something that's a little bit more dynamic in showing things. I personally like the candlesticks. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, easy to utilize, not overly bearing. You also don't need as many indicators as I use, but I use only just a few in a given day. It just looks a little bit overwhelming because I like to bounce around between day trading and swing trading and long-term trading to analyze and determine when to play a given ticker. Now, if you want to use it, you can. If not, That's fine. But in comparison to, other brokers, E-Trade and all those fun ones, not very many of them have as in-depth of a charting platform as the ThinkorSwim platform. So if you are considering it, all you really got to do is join up with the TD Ameritrade broker. Pretty straightforward, and some other worthwhile mentions that I can bring up here are the Tastyworks platform, which is in the description below, and the Webull platform, and Trade UI, which is basically a sweep setup, black box, sort of similar to that, Flow Algo, if you're familiar with them. Trade UI is kind of a unique platform in that regard, and you could check that out in the description below for a trial. But other than that, that's about all I wanted to cover in this ThinkorSwim review. If there's a feature that you feel that I didn't mention, feel free to leave it in the comments below. But this was just more of an overall personal input on the ThinkorSwim platform. How you want to set it up, what kind of filters you want to use, all pretty ease of use here, nothing overly complicated. So just a quick rundown for all of them here if you didn't catch it before. For the gadgets, you can set up account information, calculators, chart describer, dashboard, FX currency maps, level 2, lines, live audio, live news, market depth, message center, a minesweeper, pointless, phase scores, quick chart, quick quote, scratchpad, Tetris, pointless. Times and sales, trade flash, trader TV, use the news, watch lists. A lot of fun indicators, or a lot of fun gadgets, or rather, as they refer to it. A lot of technical indicators, pretty much an unlimited amount to choose from. You could set up OCO bracket orders with stop limit. You can sell them as well. You could kind of set it up in an automated fashion where if you wanted to do something, if it reaches a certain point, you can set that up too in an automated fashion that it works in conjunction with how you set it up there. I'm not going to get too much into details about that, just trying to cover all the different features that I may or may not have mentioned. You can, of course, save your setups as well. You could save your layouts, so if you want to switch between one layout for day trading and one layout for swing trading and one day layout for long, I have them all set up in just one layout altogether. Might be a little bit confusing to someone from an outside perspective, but for me, it works out great. From a swing and a long-term perspective, I've never had any problems timing my trades. Day trading can be a little bit more risky because of the fluctuations in the market, but in regards to a dynamic platform, ThinkorSwim is rarely ever down. There is sometimes when they're down for quite a bit of time. They had a recent day not too long ago where it was down for hours, but that's the first time I've ever experienced that in the multiple years that I've been utilizing this platform. I've been on the ThinkorSwim platform for over 5+ years, so I've been utilizing this platform for many, many years. This is not a new platform to me. These features are not new to me. I would say the biggest gripe that I would have with this platform is that there is no real tutorial to explain how to set things up. So a lot of people have to go to YouTube, and a lot of people have to go to this or that. To save you guys some time, I do a ThinkorSwim tutorial video series. You guys can check it out in the channel here if you like. But that's about all I'm going to cover in this video. I don't know if I really missed anything else, but if I did, once again, leave it in the comments below. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want more videos just like this that cover the ThinkorSwim platform or cover different stock strategies and a whole bunch of other fun stuff here. I had a video of the ThinkorSwim platform, but it was back over a year ago when I was a little bit less educated about the ThinkorSwim platform. I've learned a lot over this past year, so I can explain it a little bit more in depth on all the various different kind of features. Once again, this is not a tutorial video. This is just a simple review and my own personal input on that regard. If you want a tutorial video, you can check it out in the channel. I cover different portions of the ThinkorSwim platform, and I'm doing a more full video to cover in depth all the different features of said platform. So Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like. Don't forget to comment below your own input on the ThinkorSwim platform, what your experience has been with it. And with that, I bid you guys adieu and have a nice day.